The dangerous myth every gun owner believes. Every gun owner hears the same advice growing up in the firearm community. Know your state law. That sounds smart. That sounds responsible. That sounds like protection. But here is the truth: no one tells you until it's too late. State law will not save you if you say the wrong thing. Not your permit, not your training, not your clean record, because the legal system does not operate on intention, it operates on words, interpretations, and jurisdiction. And today, we're exposing a reality that has destroyed lives quietly, without headlines. You can do everything right, cross one invisible state line, say one wrong sentence, and suddenly, you're not a lawful gun owner anymore. You're a defendant. This is not political. This is not anti-police. This is legal reality. And by the end of this video, you will understand why state laws change faster than you think, how one sentence overrides your permit. Why prosecutors love travelers, and the 5 words that protect you everywhere. This Iskin Law Decoder, where knowledge is your first line of defense. Chapter 1: Why I know my state law is not enough. Let's start with the simple truth. Gun laws are not national. They are state-based. County-based, city-based. Judge interpretentwo. People can do the same action with the same firearm, and one walks free. The other goes to prison. Why? Because law is location plus language, and most gun owners only prepare for location, they ignore language. That mistake is fatal in court. Chapter 2: The invisible line that changes everything. There is no sign when you cross into another state that says, self-defense rules now different. There is no alert that pops up on your phone. No officer explains it to you beforehand. But the moment you cross that line, definitions change, standards kanji, expectations change. What was reasonable yesterday, defensive, last night, legal, back home can become excessive, aggressive, criminal, and the worst part, your words don't change with the border, but the law does. Chapter 3: Why prosecutors love out-of-state gun owners. This is uncomfortable, but necessary to understand. Out-of-state gun owners are easier to prosecute. Why? Because you don't know local precedent. You rely on home state assumptions. I speak from training that may not apply. Prosecutors know this, and they listen carefully to how you describe events, because one sentence can reveal wrong legal mindset, wrong standard of force, wrong assumptions, and once that happens, your defense collapses before it begins. Chapter 4: The most dangerous sentence gun owners say it is. This sentence has ruined more cases than gun malfunctions ever could. I was allowed to do this in my state. It sounds logical. It sounds fair. It sounds reasonable. Legally, it's poison. Because the law responds with one brutal truth: you're not in your state. That single sentence tells prosecutors, you didn't understand local law, you acted on assumption, you relied on personal belief, not statute, and belief is not a defense. Chapter 5: Real case pattern. Lawyers see this daily. Defense attorneys see this exact structure again and again. A gun owner travels legaliacts defensively, or believes they did. Police arrive. The gun owner explains calmly, back home, this is legal. In my state, I'm allowed. I was trained this way. And just like that, the case shifts, because now prosecutors argue, you acted before confirming legality, you relied on personal rules, you assumed immunity, none of which the law recognizes. Chapter 6: Why words override permits. Permits are documents. Words are evidence. Permits show authorization to carry. Words reveal intent. Null judging court. Intent matters more than paperwork. A prosecutor can neutralize your permit with one argument. Yes, the defendant was licensed, but they misunderstood the law and acted anyway. And your own words often prove that misunderstanding. Chapter 7: Stand your ground versus duty to retreat. This is where travelers get destroyed. Some states say, you may stand your ground. Others say, you must retreat if safely possible. If you say, I stood my ground like I was trained. In a duty to retreat state, you just admitted, you didn't attempt escape, you relied on wrong legal standard, you escalated unnecessarily, you didn't confess to violence, you confessed to wrong legal thinking. Chapter 8, The 5 Words That Protect You. Everywhere here is the truth lawyers agree on across all states. I choose to remain silent. These 5 words don't rely on state law, don't assume standards, don't reveal misunderstanding the work in gun-friendly states in restrictive states. Across borders under stresslands does not change with geography. Chapter 9, Why Silence is Safer Than Honest. Owners often say, I'm honest, I have nothing to hide. But the law does not reward honesty. It rewards precision. Under stress, you simplify, you generalize, you speak from habit, and habit is shaped by home state law, not local law. Silence prevents accidental admissions. Wrong legal framing. Prosecutorial leverage. Ecupter 10 WHAT officers here versus WHAT. You might mean, I was scared. They hear, fear without imminence. You might mean, I was trained. They hear, used non-local standard. You might mean, it was legal. They are assumed. Legality. Words don't translate across legal systems the way you think.